This is the dream that I had. I was held hostage in a room. There were people there putting me through a string of questions, and I could either answer them or die. They had supernatural abilities, godlike, and they told me that one of the trials they needed to put me through was pregnancy. I gawked at them. Having the whole pregnancy within a day? That pain all at once? I may just prefer to die. And all they said was, "We'll see." My belly started growing and stretching, and I had kind of just resigned myself to my fate since it was all happening so fast. I sat down and held my belly as it swelled up like a balloon, but once it got to a certain point, I don't think it was as big as a really pregnant belly. The baby just slipped out. The others didn't do anything about the child. They just took notes on their clipboard, so I scooped her up and held her close. She was precious. I don't think she was fully developed, but then again, she was very large for a baby, and she matured quickly. As I took her home for the first night, I prepared a little cradle. She fit, but she was already the size of a several-month-old child. She cried when I set her down, and so I picked her back up and set her on the mattress that I was sleeping on. She hung out with me for a bit before telling me that she was tired and ready to go to sleep. I watched as she gently laid herself down on the bed and slept. Then, next thing I knew, my baby was raiding pirate ships under my bed with her siblings. They were sirens. And how old were they? I have no idea at this point. But the amount of children I had continued to grow pretty quickly, and I think by the end of the dream, I had at least 12. We all learned how to get along in the same house. I watched my children interact, playing pranks on each other, having deep conversations, and then lastly going on an adventure. I followed them outside and down a path to a small lake where we met others that seemed like they were looking for a fight. We were just wading through the water and they came up to us. Maybe this was their lake, but it didn't seem malicious, and maybe they just wanted to play, but their play was a little rough. One guy gave me a challenge that if I could hit one of the balls he threw at me, he would let me stay in the lake, but if I missed them, then I had to leave. He had many small, colorful rubber or plastic balls, like the kind you find in a ball pit, but a little smaller. I tried to hit them with my arms as if my arms were a bat, but I kept missing. I then fell into deep contemplation on how I was going to hit at least one ball, and the only way I could see me hitting one was if I aimed straight for his face with my fist. I didn't want to punch him, though, but maybe I should? My mind was torn, as it was trying to decide what was the best course of action. And that's when I woke up. I decided to draw the scene of the sirens raiding the pirate ship underneath my bed. Because it just seemed so out of place, so random, but also very visual. So, there you have it. There's my dream. Thanks for watching.